All right, you guys, welcome to the Awakened Podcast, Souls Podcast. Sorry, I keep messing this up, but anyway, it is what it is. We're messed up today, but here we are, a little bit late, but always on time. So, anyway, I want to say thank you for Valerie for being my guest today. And you guys are going to love her. One thing I love about her is she's always in the now. She lives in the now, and it's something that I strive for, and I know all of you guys are going to love. So, Valerie, I always ask people how they started on their journey. So, tell us your story.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Should I say my thing that I do on my videos is good morning, good morning, good morning, good
And
day, good evening, good now.
I knew you were going to say that.
Whatever it might be for you in this now, may you be able to find the glory. And
Mm,
that's where I stand. That's right now. And that's a lot of what I get is the gloriousness. And I get I'm gonna just I don't know this I go with it. I trust what I'm doing.
exactly.
And it started all my life.
Mm,
I remember as a little girl riding down in the car with my mom, and guess what? I was in the front seat, standing up, watching everything the world go by because I was like 4 or 5 years old back in 78 and 79. We didn't know car seats and seat belts and all that. So
exactly. When you said that, like, no, I'm like, what is she doing? But that's how I remember
I'm
that.
just carefree sitting in, and and that's how I always was.
Right.
I was the youngest, and I was born with a golden spoon in my mouth. It was
Mm.
rubies, diamonds, all on it. That's the life, because I was the youngest. I was my mother. There is history in my geology or DNA of mental illness. And
Mm.
so I was basically her last chance, her last one to get it right.
Oh,
And that's how she raised me. And I was remembering my first memory of my childhood is my mother asking me, "Where did my sweet little Valerie go?"
wow.
And that's like the first moment where, and then I remember, she's right here. She's
Right.
right here. And where I was getting to was remembering I was 4 or 5 years old in that front seat, and I asked my mom, I said, "Is this it?" And she's like, "We only," the conversation or whatever, I don't remember, but I was like, "Is this it? This can't be it, Mom. This isn't it.
Right.
This is not our only shot at this." And so I was raised in what they would refer to as a cult now,
Mm.
very strict religious. And that's kind of about 10 years old, I remember when we broke away from it.
Mm.
And so because I don't want to get lost on this, but because I was that child of innocence, my mom just thought I was always right. And I was very malicious.
Mm.
I was always standing behind my mom. I get my sister in trouble, and I would be the one standing behind my mom as she's disciplining my sister, going,
Oh.
So I was always that. And at 10 years old, my life got torn up. Um, my oldest sister went off and got married. I was fondled by a man, and
Mm.
I want to say we tend to say 19-year-olds are men and women, and I we're not. He was very messed up as well because he had now that I know, and very traumatic things happened as my teenage years. As I was 16, my best friend was killed in a car accident. A week later, I met um, my true love. We had a child. I was a mom at 18. So anyway, we're gonna get this out into the spiritual world. I fell away from that and I lived a very dark life.
Mm.
I had addiction. I had mental illness. I was always on the edge, never looking at the consequences.
Mm.
Always living in the now. I've always lived in the now. However, I controlled it. I like what we were saying earlier off line is that I feel we have a connection is because you're the creator. You want to create this physicalness and that's your path.
Right.
And that's where I was. But
Mm.
I had that darkness and what I want to call the darkness is the lacking.
Mm.
That's
Right.
all that darkness is without.
Exactly. Right.
That's it. We are in lack.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get out of that. I didn't know how to get out of it.
Mm.
And into my spiritual. So I went very physical all my life. I mean, really was, but I always had that voice. I always would tell you that if I actually was honest with the doctors, all these psych doctors that I went, I'm on off. I was mental addiction. I mean, I lived that life. We can get into my stories, but why? It's just
No,
that
no.
that's the life I lived. I had 3 children, I lost custody of them, um, playing the victim. I mean, yeah, I come from the dark. I don't know how to say it.
Right. Now, when you're saying you were in a cult, like, was it so your parents were in the cult? So that's
Yes.
how you were raised into it?
Up until about I was probably 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old.
Mm.
That was
So
my
so you were
upbringing,
raised
my
that you
sister.
didn't know any other way then?
No, not really.
Mm.
Not really. I always felt home at church, but I
Mhm.
always I just I didn't ever believe.
Right, right.
I never fell into it, but I fell into the knowing that Jesus and Christ and all that. But I never, even as a young girl, never believed that what they were saying in the Bible. That's my spirituality. That's the higher self that I was connected to going,
Right,
okay,
right.
whatever. You guys, you're close, but you know.
I think we all do that kind of we go in and then we get away and then we come back. Um, a lot of our spiritual journeys are like that.
So, in 2012, I had finally, that's when I now know and I can say that I started my awakening journey when it really started. But while I was going through it for 3 years, what I was doing was destroying myself.
Mm.
I was having mental break. I had several mental breakdowns. I was killing the old Valerie by
Mm.
burning all the bridges, by going totally off the charts mental, psychotic,
Wow.
losing myself completely. I was in Alcoholics Anonymous for over 8 years for my addiction, lived a really solid, good life with a partner that was my everything. I thought that was my everything. And in 2012 is when I destroyed that.
Right.
Um, and he, we were sober, is what I say. In 8 years, I lived a sober life. He used to be the town drunk and got sober.
Wow.
And then when I destroyed that relationship and I started drinking again and started smoking marijuana, the marijuana was good because I got off my mental drugs in my story. It is a medical, but where I was at that time, smoking marijuana was breaking his sobriety.
Mm. Right.
A few months later, after the separation, the worst split up I had ever experienced, the lowest I had ever been. Um, the current town drunk, and I started talking,
Oh my
and
god.
I went and married the town drunk.
Oh my goodness.
I see. We're gonna get back on the spiritual thing because I have a purpose, and my purpose is forgiveness.
For what?
Okay, forgiveness, to
Forgiveness.
experience
Oh, okay.
forgiveness.
Well,
That is my purpose, to learn forgiveness.
Mm, that's
And in
wonderful.
order to learn forgiveness, you have to do things that need to be forgiven.
Exactly.
And I have done that to my children.
Mm,
I have done the unforgivable for my children. I let them down. I broke their, no matter what the conditions and the reasons were, this is what I did.
right.
And so when my spiritual journey started in 2012, 13, 14, after, well, 13, sorry, 2013 is when I married the town drunk. Um, on my 40th birthday, let alone,
So it
which is
started
Valentine's Day.
when you married the town drunk? Your spiritual
Pretty much went destroying. Now my
oh,
I
destroying.
said, this is the journey, the awakening. I had to break away
Right,
from all that darkness of who Valerie used to be and the
right.
life that she lived. And in order to do that, I had to burn. I had to get you to hate me.
Mm,
I had to have the people in my past hate me
mm,
in order to get where I'm getting. See,
right.
I'm still questioning why I did, I can get into my human. I can get into those feelings and say, "Why did you do that, Valerie? Why did you do those things?" But I'm clearly being shown today, this is why.
Right, right.
Is because I had to burn those, I had to, that life had to die. And
Yeah.
in order, because I'd be constantly, and that's who I am. Forgiveness. I can bear, I mean, I pretty much could call myself, that's my name, is forgiveness, is
Yeah.
because I'm going to forgive you, and I'm going to do things for you to forgive me. And if you're not solid in seeing that, I'm going to hurt you.
Oh, wow. I'm just going to say this. It seems like you said like you had to get people to hate you. In my spiritual journey, it seems like people just left me. Like we were just talking, me and my daughter, I don't even have a single friend from my past because they don't understand what I'm doing. Um,
Well, that's then. That was in the begin that's Valerie. That was
okay.
not the spiritual part. That's the
Okay.
physicalness, what Valerie had to do to get to where, to get to this journey.
Okay. The spiritual
Um,
part did the rest.
right.
Okay.
Because now, in 2015, that's when I found out this was a spiritual journey.
Mm, okay.
So for 3 years, I really was destroying, I didn't have to.
Right.
I could have said, "Valerie, stop doing this." And that man that I dated for those years in AA, that's what he kept telling me, because he had a very strong foundation and I wasn't going to take, and he's like, "See you later, crazy. You're starting to affect me."
Right.
He had the self. Now today I can see, holy shit. I like, you did the right thing, dude. You did the right thing.
Right.
I was fucked up.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah. And so in 2015, that's when I had my spiritual awakening, where I broke away from the old Valerie. I
Mm,
let go, and where I found Ganda.
right. Yeah. Well, you have to explain who Ganda is.
So in 2015, I surrendered. I completely surrendered. I had, with my husband, my alcoholic husband, which I swore I would never try to get him. I didn't, and I didn't. I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to survive. I was trying to, I just get out of the hole that I had dug,
Right.
not realizing that, Taylor, you're still digging. Um, so in 2015, I had gone back to New York, back to my husband, and surrendered completely. Went back to the doctors, got on medication for my borderline personality disorder. I had gone to surrender, I mean, completely. I just basically had said, whatever you tell me to do, God. And it was all God. I know I've always had that God, that voice, and that's who I'm walking with. And okay, here we go. And I surrendered to the physicalness of going to a psychiatrist, therapist, whatever she was, and whatever she told me to do, I had to do.
Mm,
Because I didn't have, I didn't trust myself. Y'all were telling me to go in, and it's like, make dumb freaking choices. I hurt people. I can't trust me.
yeah.
I hated me.
Hmm,
How can I go within?
I feel you.
So I had to completely surrender it, and I got the whatever you guys said. I went to the therapist, and she said, "Well, you know what? I think you'd be a good candidate for this research study that the government is doing." And I'm like, all right, let's do it, baby. I am going to surrender whatever you say. So I went to this study, and what they did was it was, you wouldn't have known it was government or anything. It was just a therapist's place that you signed into, and um, they taught me over 8 weeks. It was supposed to be a 16-week therapy thing, but at 8 weeks, I had to go, and I had to leave because of life circumstances. So I did 8 weeks of the treatment, and they taught me how to meditate. I would
The
watch.
government thing?
Oh
Oh, wow.
yeah, baby. If we know it, the government knows a whole lot more than we know.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they taught me to meditate, and I sat and watched this video, and they had these things and several different things. There was a butterfly wings and how to
Mm,
breathe with the to practice breathing with the wings in and out, in and out. And then your thoughts being clouds. I'll use that a lot in my videos. I will talk in my meditations that
yeah.
about clouds, and get them with your thoughts in the clouds and just have them flow. Don't try to judge them, don't try to nitpick them, just allow them to, as they come on the screen. See how they come, and then
Right.
let and then they did an EEG, is that what it's called? The electro things,
Yeah.
and the the doctor that's doing this told me after on my report, when she after in the beginning, the first day they did all this test stuff, and then the next time I come back and they said, okay, this is what we want to do with you. She told me that I had the most active brain that she had ever seen, and she has been doing this for 20 years.
Wow.
And so she was very intrigued by my brain. And this gives me chills because I don't normally talk about, I haven't talked and thought about this in a long time. And so they put these things after the whole EEG thing is the whole the whole head thing and electrodes things.
Oh,
But
wow.
I would come in twice a week, and they would hook these two knob things to my head back here, and I would watch a movie. And this was after 15 minutes spending in a room of meditating.
Okay.
I would then come out to a video TV and watch. It was a normal TV, normal movie. They had a whole rack of DVDs that I picked up and would pick. Um, and I would sit there for a half an hour, and the video, the screen would darken and brighten. And they told me that they were reprogramming my brain. They were
Well,
stimulating. They were giving it positive reinforcements. And she
wow.
told me that what she had done, what she was this process, was irreversible.
Hmm.
Once you go through this, your brain will never go back to the way it was. So I know now, I did not know at this time, but I do know now that I left that program because I probably would have gone poof if I had finished the program. Gonda showed me. It's just that I couldn't. I would have died. Literally, I would have, my brain, I would have, basically they showed me that I probably would have just fallen asleep and not woke up because I would have went to such an elevation.
Oh, wow. So, was it
So
kind of like spirituality at all?
Oh, hell yes. They know what they're doing, girl.
Okay, because I was going to say that's well, all you're talking about is what I do now, like the
Oh,
thoughts and the meditations and
yeah. And so at the time, again, I had to make a life choice. Here I am on this path of doing great things. I'm now surrender. I'm doing, my life is going good and I'm getting whole. I'm doing the tapping. I'm all good for the EFT, the
hmm
tapping thing. I
right.
did that thing at that time for 30 days for lack and fear. Totally highly recommend dive into that. Do that for I did 30 days, but
Yeah.
that is a lot what I promote. Um so at the 8-week part, my I had been back with my husband, and when we got back together, he had promised that he was going to quit smoking and he was going to quit drinking and he would surrender and do we were on this path together, and he just chose that he couldn't choose that path. And so it got really again dark and I had to choose, and so I left him again.
hmm
And that was in 2015, and that is when I went out to Missouri. I packed everything up. And to tell that story, I guess that's where I probably should have led with. Um, because that's amazing. That's where my spirituality started. And on that journey, we had an 18-hour drive. And because of my history in Alcoholics Anonymous, we basically went through the steps. And instead of alcohol, we turned it into our demons. And for 18 hours, we surrendered our demons to God with the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And
Oh
instead
wow.
of, again, we're surrendering alcohol, we're doing it. And if you don't know the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, it's a lot. I mean, you're surrendering and you're getting back pure and you're getting baptized again. You're getting, God's renewing you to the pure joy that you are.
Oh.
And for 18 hours, that's the energy. And we had so many things happen in that journey on those 18 hours that proved to us that there's God, that there's more.
Right.
And I spent the next 3 months in her house, trusting, living in the now. I had experiences with Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, the trilogy. That's where Ganda come to me. And that's where I
Mm.
channel. Um, and because of my darkness that I lived in the physicalness, I surrendered. I had gotten so dark and so deep. The drugs, the alcohol, the manipulation, the lies, the cheating, which that I still have a hard time today admitting that I wasn't trustworthy. I just I was it all, man. I was it all.
You did it all.
I did. And today I am on this self-awareness journey,
Hmm.
and that's what I promote. The channeling, it's all us. It's all me. It's all you. All of it. There's so much more than just this body. You are not this body, and it takes a lot. It took me a lot of the meditations of repeating, like Sadhguru. I followed him for a while. That put me on a path of purity. That I am not this body, and I'm not even this mind.
Mm.
I am so much more.
Yes.
And I bring it back to my purpose of forgiveness.
Hmm.
So, who am I to judge you for what you've done? And I totally feel I'm not out there saying I'm Jesus Christ reincarnated, um, but I walk with Christ. I walk with the pureness that I have. I mean, I've channeled Jesus. I have talked to him in those 3 months that they came in my spiritual in those 3 months. Him and Mary,
Mm.
would both come to me, and they come in hippie clothes. They are bad. I mean, tie-dye, that's how they're really that free-spirited kind of stuff they come to me with.
I love
And when I channel Jesus, this is the first thing that I wanna do is just go, "That's not what I meant.
it.
Not what I meant, people." He loves you. But no, they've really gone not where he want, and that's not. I totally believe Jesus has shown me in those 3 months that we are Him.
Yeah.
We can walk on water. We can do all that. The only thing is that we are programmed that we can't, and we are so in depth in believing
Hmm.
that we are a child of God. We are not the gods. We are not the spirits. We are not that, and that's the life that we have.
Right.
Woo! Okay,
Well, that's what we were taught. So we were
okay.
programmed that.
So what I do today, I'm like you. I have the routine in the mornings. The I've said many times that if I go to a doctor, they would diagnose me with the multiple personalities, and I guess they don't call it that anymore. There's a new name for it or whatever. But I'm not. Um, I know I'm not.
Right.
Um, so I am actually getting stuttery because Valerie needs to shut up. And
Okay.
so I'm going to give you a little bit of what Ganda, and I want people to know that we all can do this. We're all not meant to have to do this. I take it to kind of the extreme, and I'm on a path and journey to be able to. I'm single. I live. Can you tell that what this is? I live in a fifth wheel camper. I'm looking to buy a van to be in a van. I travel all over. I'm independent.
Right.
So I can live this and I can do this. I couldn't imagine trying to be a mother and raising children and trying to do this spiritual journey. I mean, it just to have a husband or a significant other and that's not on that journey. I see so many of us that have, that we're on that journey, and then their significant other is not, and it's like my hat's off to you, baby. I couldn't do it.
I'm glad you said
So
that because I did not wake up until after my husband and my kids were grown. And I'm with you. I could not go this deep in awareness that I am with a bunch of stuff going on. I just couldn't.
yeah. Yeah. So, I stepped away from Ganda for a long time
Mhm.
because, and actually channeling them. And if you find me, I'm Ganda Returns now, is because Ganda is back. And, um,
On YouTube.
yes. Um, so, I just get, what I do is
Yeah.
Valerie steps back. Okay. All I'm going to do as who I am is I'm going to close my eyes and release and do my meditation. I am going to see myself sitting back in a chair and just relaxing. And that's all I'm going to do. And then what happens,
Happens.
happens.
Right.
So, um, and I let it to do, and you get to it. And that's where it starts.
Oh, yay.
I don't know let me know how this sounds. I don't know how it's going to sound.
Okay.
So, can you hear it?
No,
Yeah, I don't even think you're gonna be able to hear it.
I don't hear it.
I'm
No.
not sure where my mic is. Anyway, it's for me anyway, it's not for y'all.
Now, where's the
My drum, I got one here and I got one outside. I like the drum too. I
Yeah,
like
I
the
do
drum
too.
too.
I like watching you
So
drum.
Ignore that. Indeed. It's sitting in your shop. We said that, didn't we? It's sitting in your shop. You recall?
Yes, yes.
Hmm. It is a beautiful day.
Mhm.
see you running. You're constantly running. But what are you running to? Not running from. You don't run from things. You run to things.
Hmm.
Yet you seem to drop the things from each place. You don't always bring everything with you. You have things unfinished before you run to something else. See, you try to say you justify the running to things because you don't look back.
Mhm.
Yet the things that you've left, which we're not mocking you, and everything's always glorious. This is what it is. We have no judgment here. So the things that you don't look back at, you tend to actually find them again in this new place. Yet you don't recognize them being what you left because it's not identical. You're very physical. You left that particular thing and you don't relate this particular new thing as that old thing. And that's all. It's a learning. We do
Mhm.
not like learning. You're not learning. No one's learning here. You're expanding, you're growing, and then your physicalness in the 3D that you are, because we like to make sure that you know that we know you're real and you think that you're real. We understand you're not, but we understand that you think.
Mhm.
She's getting excited and she's very proud that she sat back this long. And we're going to let her come back. It's been a glorious experience and we enjoy it each and every interaction that we have. I just have a sense of humor. I'm laughing, and that's just that's what they leave me with, whatever they leave. And a lot of times with me, when we're doing it, and it's a message for me, I'm healing, doing shadow work, you know. So when I come back, I'm feeling these emotions, and I'm usually processing them and trying to release them and all that. So to come back and kind of have a laugh, it's kind of
Well, it kind of reminded me what I do. I think we like this probably is a message for everyone because it's always the collective, right? But I took it for me, and it was like I'm always leaving stuff when I go on these journeys because I'm always traveling somewhere. And then you said it doesn't always look like the same thing that you're leaving that you will receive in this moment. And the knowledge, I don't know if I'm saying this right or not, but I'm leaving material things and I've gained so much knowledge. Like my mom said, "Well, what did you like you shouldn't have went to Florida." And I said, "Why not?" I said, "I gained so much knowledge." And she's like, "Well, because she didn't see physically what I gained. She can't see it." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, let me tell you about this meditation and this person." And she's like, "See, they can't see that. If you're not on this journey, I will give up, the bed to give a download of, a spiritual message." So, and that's how I took it, but I'm sure everybody has their own
so
journey how they took
it was definitely directed to you. I knew it was going to be.
it. Oh, okay.
It was more it was to I knew because we had I it's not conversations that I have. I'm a visual.
Mhm.
I'm an I guess they so many labels they have for them. I don't know them. I don't know the spiritual language of things. But I do know that oh, I don't know where that just went. I just had a yeah, that totally went dead. What was I saying? Holy crap.
That's what we do in this spiritual journey. I mean, yeah, I always go around leaving things and I receive something better. That's not physical. That's not something I can hand to you, but it's something I can tell you about. And you can choose to believe it or not, or choose to actually take it. And I want to talk a little bit more about the awareness journey, because so many people I find, even around me, my loved ones thing, they hear the message, but they don't embody it. So they're like, oh, I just read this book or I just watched this video. Okay, but they don't do any of it. And that's why you can channel. And that's why I get these downloads, is because we've embodied this. We actually do the tapping, we do this, meditation, we do all this stuff. And I want people to be aware of this, because they can do it too. But they have to do more than just watch a video and say, oh,
Self-awareness. That's why I was really wanting you to put the self in there, is because
right,
for my journey, I had to destroy Valerie. I had to destroy the belief that I was all of that.
right,
You're not. I experienced that. The I that I am. This is a relationship here. I feel totally in this physicalness is a relationship with you and you. It's
I believe that.
between me and me. That's what this is about.
Yeah,
I what do I want from you? I want the you is not you as in Suzette. The you is anybody that comes to me. And that's my message. I get a lot of people that, like you said, you felt very like they directed it straight to you, and they did. I feel, yes, that was directed to you, as well as anybody that their message, my message is metaphorical.
right, right,
Take what I'm sharing and put it into your life. How does it help you?
right.
Because like I shared that I hated this.
Mm,
I hated the choices that I made until I was able to let go that I wasn't Valerie. This is just a life experience, and that I made choices because of the now that I was in. And that's the same thing we all do. We're emotional beings. We're
yeah.
emotional beings.
Well, I know a lot of my people that I talk to say, well, I want this person, like a significant other, a special person, a man, a woman, whatever. And I said, but the only reason you want them is because they're a reflection of how you feel about yourself when you're with them. The love that, and you can do that right now. Like, you can feel love. And I feel amazing. I told my daughter, I was like, since I left your dad, like, I've had so much fun in my life. I mean, it's been amazing. And we all think it's like this other person, but it's how you feel with this other person. So you're actually loving yourself. You're just
Mhm.
like, oh my God, look at that. Look how I feel so yummy with him. But you can feel that out here, the self awareness journey or whatever. You can just feel that, period. You don't have to call it self aware. But I notice a lot of people don't, and that's why I wanted to. You're perfect for the self awareness, because every time I watch you on video, you're just like so in the now. And you even say it right here in this now.
Yep. It is because, but it's not, it's about the direction that you're going, the momentum, because we're vibration, we're energy, we're not sitting still. And
Right.
there's so much to it that we're we're magnets, and we
Hmm.
go towards what we focus on. And if we focus on the can't, then we're
Yes.
going to see things that we can't do. We're going to see other people do things they can't do because we're in the can'ts. That's what this physical reality is about. Is it's we're not reacting to this physicalness. This physicalness is reacting to us.
Yes. Yes. That's perfect. Yes. Because we
And
are,
so,
yeah.
right. So if I'm over here doing what Valerie has done, she's going to have the results that her children are going to leave. She's going to go to courts, and the courts are not going to rule in her favor, no matter how much information she has, how much proof. That judge is not going to see it
Right.
because I don't have the belief and the know how that I could be. I had myself convinced my leaving was going to be best for you.
Mm,
I was doing the right thing for you. I'm putting you first.
right.
I'm the problem.
Mm. Well, I love that you said you're on this forgiveness journey, because who you are today is because you forgave yourself. And
Absolutely.
it sounds like all of the things that you've said, oh my God, my kids and this and this. And it sounds like you have a lot to forgive. But I know I'm on this self-love journey, and man, was I had some haters for years and years and hated myself, and was sitting in parking lots going, I don't know why this is happening. And it was all happening. So I would realize that I need to take my power back and start loving myself, and not let people harm me, because that's what was happening. And thank God, because and people don't even realize this. They do not realize it. Here's a question I have to ask you. Why is it so hard? Because it's super hard to realize that we are the creators of this. Like, people don't believe this. Even close people to me, I'm be like, well, this is happening to me. I'm like, well, it's a reflection of what's going on. Well, I would have never. And I'm like, but somewhere you have, even, and I'll say, even the negative things that's going on in me, as because I'm not no, God, not, what I mean, but bad things still happen to me. And I'm like, well, I go in and I journal and I do the shadow work and I meditate and I ask questions, and the other people are just like, oh, well, they don't want to do the work. But I don't think they understand either. So how do you?
Not that they don't want to do the work,
Right.
is they don't think they're worthy of the work.
Ooh, I never thought about it like that.
You can do it. It's all you, but I can't, because you don't get it. I've done this and this and this. So
Oh,
they're in the compare. Yeah, it's
I
all in
understand.
your mindset. That's
Right.
why if watching my video, that's where I am. Just
Mm-hmm.
right now, that's all I've got you for, is those few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's about right now, right here. When I shut that video off, I'm still in the now, and I take that with me.
I
But
believe that.
I still step into, oh my God, this full moon, was that a doozy?
I cried for
And
2 days. I was
oh,
releasing all kinds of stuff.
once I realized the full moon was around, then I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. So, I shared about the forgiveness,
Mm,
and we're always moving forward, always expanding, always we're vibration, energy moving forward. So we're not just sitting, okay, I've got this forgiveness thing down, I'm good. Now what?
no.
Well, now it's not about forgiveness, stepping past that forgiveness and getting in acceptance,
Yes.
because we can't change that past. We just need to step into the new. We have to accept that we're here. This is where I'm at. Even though, and that's what a lot of the tapping does. If Brad Yates, I think his name um, is even though I did those things, I still love and appreciate myself.
Yes, I love that.
Even though I made the choices that I made, I still love and appreciate myself. Even though I hurt you, I still love and appreciate myself. It's the
Yes.
acceptance. We've done what we've done, and that is so hard for people.
Hmm.
That's where we're at right now, is that not nobody, is that it's a hard to accept that what we've done.
Right.
And now I'm going to step even back further and say, when you say that it's hard because we say it's hard.
Right.
Nitpick. I was for a while was really on the wording, on the words. If I say that I'm struggling with this, okay, yep, you are. You're struggling.
Right.
say, I got this. I can. Whatever comes to me today, I can. Doesn't mean everything's going to be good and hunky and easy,
Mm-mm.
but I got this. I can do it. And if
Right.
you've got the mindset when you go out into the day, out into the world, to your job and deal with your kids and whatever. Well, wait a second. I told myself this morning that I can, and this boss is really pissing me off.
Right.
What do I have to do? To step back, make that choice. Always, what choice are you making? What's your word? Are you getting up in the morning and saying you're going to have a good day, and then you're going out and being Miss freaking Leadfoot and pissy and angry at the world?
Yes, that's what they do. I love the people around me, but I said the other day, I said, "Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful day. How's your day?" Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm like, "No, you make it a beautiful day." I mean, I could sit in the bed and bitch all day too, but you have to get up and be like, "Oh my God, it's a glorious day." Because if you don't, then it won't be. It'll exactly be what you want it to be, terrible. But me, I want to live my life in love and peace and and people actually message me and call me and say, "Can you manifest this for me? Can you manifest?" I'm like, if I could, I would have manifested it, but I can't. We have to do it for ourselves. And that's a hard thing for self awareness people to understand. You have to do it for yourself. You have to be the change, like they said, the mind change to receive what you want.
Really is. It's all about the mind. I mean, if you think about that, this world reacts to us, not the other way around, because that's how we're raised, is that this world, we are in this world, and we are living in this world. No, this world is
Mm-mm.
because we're living.
Yes, I love that. I've never heard it like that, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And when we can get that concept, when we can quiet our minds to learn that, okay, we're going to have this plate. We got this plate. We got shit. The world is happening. We're not going to instantly. I don't know how I got here. I didn't get to this mindset overnight. I
Oh
had to
God,
do it day in, day out. This is me. This is what I'm doing. And man, I can be really pretty blunt too. And I find myself now that I'm the things that I say, communication today is totally whew. But the words, you can use the tones are gone, because I'm a very straightforward person, and I will say, I'll ask you, okay, what's this mean, what the and back in the day with old Valerie, I would ask, but I would put my passive aggressive on there, and I'd get some attitude, really, you really, why do you doing that, but today I'm more like, why are you doing that?
yeah.
Like, I I ask people questions. I point out things, not because of where I'm at, because I want you to think. I
So
want you to say, instead of pointing at me, okay, so example, you're giving, I say, well, why did you post this, Suzette? Because I do that. I've done it with you.
right.
What are you saying about this? I don't give two shits what you're posting, Suzette. God bless you. I love you. I want you to be happy. But this is what I see. And I want you to look and say, oh, what
Right.
am I doing? Don't look at Valerie and say, what's Valerie doing? Why is Valerie pointing that out to me? Valerie's having a bad day. Well, you know what? Maybe I am having a bad day, and maybe I am taking something out on you, but you're the one that sent me to yourself to point it out to you so you could see it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Stop making it about me. It ain't about me, honey.
Mm-mm.
It is about me. When I'm got to look at you, is oh, why am I pointing that shit out to Suzette? Was that really nice, Val? Okay, you gotta die. Whoa, you're taking shit out on somebody else that's not their fault. Check yourself. So that interaction like that, that's what about. But if you're not aware, then I just lost you as a friend.
Right.
You're gonna block me because I was in a bad place and I took it out on you, and I'm not right. But if you were to come to me and say, hey, Valerie, are you all right? You kind of lashed at me. Oh, you're right, Suzette. I did. I am so that to me is, if we all just did that, life would be.
Well, you know what? On my journey, I've been blunt too. And actually, both my kids watch my videos. And in my real life, I'm really blunt. I say F. I'm like this. I'm kind of a different person. I'm trying, I'm actually on the podcast, I'm loosening up and I'm being, and probably a year from now, I'll be like, hey, screw you. Because I'm trying to get comfortable here because I'm this New York girl and, we just say and do whatever. But I know that it's, oh my God, I just lost what I was saying. But I just totally lost. But anyway, yeah. Oh, well, they want me to just be who I really am. And like I'll talk to my mom and say all this stuff. And she's like, well, why don't you say this on the videos? But here's what I was coming back to. I've had to have friends that I've told, I'm not having nothing to do with you because of this and this. And then even my mom come to me like, why did you do that? She's been your friend for years. And I said, I think she needs, not that I need away from her, but she needs away from me. And 3 months later, she calls me, says, can I be back your friend? Because what was happening is she was getting abused. And I said, hey, if you want to be abused, that's fine, but I'm not watching it. So I just blocked it. And then she came back and said, you're right. And I'm not trying to be right. I was just actually, she was thankful. And then finally she got into a relationship where she was getting roses and taken out to eat and being treated normally. But I said, if you're going to be abused, I don't want to watch it on my Facebook. So I'm just going to put you off my Facebook. I can make that choice. I don't want to see people get abused that I care about. If you want to do it, please don't do it. I can't change you, but I can say no. But just that little bit of not being around or talking to me or not, I didn't unfriend her. I just told her why. I told her this is why I'm doing it. And it changed her whole life. She lives a different life now. That's amazing and appreciative. And sometimes I think we
Boundaries.
are like you said, sometimes we're reflections of, ourselves. And I've had to get people out of my life because they were hurting me. So that's what we're here for. We're here to this school. We're here to teach and we're here to learn every single day.
Yep.
I
We're
believe.
expanding. It's just what just do better. I just want to do better than I did yesterday. I just want, because that's where I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
Always moving forward.
My apartments in the last apartments I lived on the ocean was called Ascend. I died laughing. I'm like, are you serious? I'm going to move right here, like Ascend. And I'm like, it makes perfect sense. And when I moved there, I didn't know I was coming back here, but you know what? It seems like everything is just working out. And I'm like you, I have surrendered. And I've said, if you want to move me here, if you want me to move, I said, somebody asked me the other day, I said, I have no clue. Next month I could be in Hawaii I'm hoping I am.
Yep. I'm excited. I'm getting a van. That's what I am manifesting, is a van, and it's going to keep my camper, but my camper is going to be going to sit and
Now,
be basically my home.
where is it sitting now? Is it in Oklahoma?
Alabama.
Alabama? Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to get a house here at my homestead here. And then wherever I go, I go. And I know that's what you do too. So I love to be on
Sure.
that journey. And
I
I
get
think,
paid to do it though, so.
right, it's good for our soul. Well, me doing the Walmart thing, it sounds crazy. I did it there. I did it here. I can go anywhere. Anywhere there's a Walmart, I could be called to. And you just change the app. I mean, literally change the app and start working that day. And
Yep.
and that's what I did for 5 months. So it kind of opened me up to be able to do that. But it just wasn't doing that great down in Florida. But it was amazing. I think Florida was a place for me to be by myself. My son was there, but he's not like, how sons are. They kind of stay to themselves. And
Yep.
so and I think he's my protector, everywhere I go, he's like trying to protect me. But anyway, so tell people where they can find you if they want to hear about Gonda or, you know.
Well, I've kind of got the mixture because I'm in a self-awareness thing. Is Hand Pan Lady with my hand pans.
Mm,
And um on Facebook, Valerie.
right,
Um, and I want to get promoted. I want to get out there. I see that's the journey, the path that I'm going to be doing. Um, but I'm just not. I'm really just in a really transition state right now. It's my downtime off of work, off my 9 to 5. Well, I wish it was 9 to 5, off my 60-hour income that pays my bills job.
now how long are you
Um,
on vacation now?
well, I might go back to work this month. I'm not really sure. But I will be back to work in January.
Okay.
So I run usually January to Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know you
I
had
was
took off
only
that.
home 10 days this year, so
Oh, wow.
up until this point. I'm usually off
Right,
this time of year. I got off a little couple weeks earlier than I normally do this year. Normally it's I try to work right up to Thanksgiving, and then
right.
I'm off until the beginning of January, but this year I was off a few more weeks than that. So
Well, that's pretty cool. That gives you a lot of time to be off.
it gives me, well, it gives me focus time to settle down, but really I do better when I'm traveling, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy my solo work. I got a lot of alone time, and I'm went from codependent, could not be alone, have had many, many relationships, to being single for the last 7.5. So
Well,
I've
I'm
really have
I'm
found
with you
myself.
there. And I'm telling you what, I enjoy it. I don't know about anybody else out there. I know everybody's like, well, they want to find your special person. You are your special person. You absolutely 100% are. And actually when you become that special person to yourself, the person that you do find for your special person is going to be amazing.
A wise woman told me not long, well, many years ago now, that to make a list of what qualities you want in a person, in a partner, and not the ones you don't want, the
Right.
ones that you want. Make only a cons or a pros list. And when it's complete, turn it around on yourself and become every one of those. And
I
when
heard
you
that.
become one of those, all of that, they will show up. Because if you want that quality in a person,
You
they're
have
going to want that in you too.
you have to become that.
Well, my pros list was pretty long, and I'm still working on it. So yeah.
I haven't wrote mine. I've been this sounds crazy and people think I'm weird, but I haven't wrote one. I don't feel the need to have that in my life right now. And I still feel like I'm young. So I still have plenty. I mean, I'm going to live to 100. Maybe we'll be together when I'm 60 or something. I'm still having fun. Well, I was in a relationship for 26 years. So maybe I'll take 26 years for myself. No.
Yeah. See, I don't know how you people do that. I don't know how and see, the thing is, I'd love to commit to somebody for 26 years, or commit forever, but I'm not on that journey anymore. So who wants to be with me that thinks, okay, she's going to be gone tomorrow? But that's not what I mean.
Right.
If we're communicating and we're having fun right now, there's a good chance we're going to have fun tomorrow. But if
Yeah.
you stop communicating, or I stop communicating, stop being honest, then tomorrow we probably are going to have some issues. And then tomorrow after that, we're going to have more issues. So I
Right.
don't promise forever. I promise right now. And as long as we're looking at what's making us happy right now, our now's forever going to be happy, huh?
Well, my
But nobody
26
gets that concept.
No, when I was in the marriage of 26 years, I was in the old Suzette, the one that said, I'm going to be married for 100 million years and get the plaque on the
White
walls.
picket
And
fence, two and a half,
yeah.
2.4 kids.
Oh, yeah. So, because like when I wanted to break up I listened to my mom all the time and I listened to my grandma. So I'd go to them and I'd say, oh, I want to leave him. Oh, no, you got to stay with him forever. And I'm like, even that he's doing this and this, and this. Oh, yeah, you got to figure it out, work it out. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just stood up for myself and I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't deserve this. And that was the old paradigm, what they did back in the day. And I understand that. So that was the first change I ever made. And I've stopped. I've never stopped. I'm like, we're changing this, we're changing that. I'm breaking this belief. So, and I'm just going to continue breaking until I die. So I love that we talked about self-awareness today. Um, because that's one of my biggest things. I love it, and I love you that you do that. I love all the people that do it. I wish everybody would do it. It makes your life so much easier, peacefuler.
Yep.
It's like quiet. Not that I don't fall off. Sometimes I do, and I get in my head. But the spirituality and the awareness just brings you back to that peace if you want to.
Yep.
So,
What we
okay,
fall and we don't fall off. We don't fall off of anything.
no,
It's just we're in a place just like I could sit here and beat myself up of where I got last week with the full moon. Well, and I want to blame it on the full moon. It was just my choices. I felt it coming. Felt it coming for days. I'm like, no, I don't feel this way. I don't feel this way. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I don't feel that way. All I have to do is say, oh, okay, you're feeling heavy. Let's do, feel it.
oh,
Feel it.
I broke down in my mom's bedroom, started crying, and my son comes in and he's like, Mom, this is going to be so much growth for you. And I sat in my bed for like 2 days and I'm like, I want to feel this. I want to feel this. Let me feel this, because if I don't, then next week or next month, I'm going to have to feel it again. And now all whatever the shame, the guilt, the moving, and your body is the last to release all this stuff. And I was just like, and I felt so much better. And I don't know. I love the awareness journey.
Oh, it's a transition phase we're in right now, and I mean, our physicalness shows it. We're at the end of the year. And so that's to me, that's right now, that's my focus is this month, um, pro letting go and being
Right.
ready for the new year and allowing myself, "Hey, baby." I have
Mm.
my door open. I got kitties in my park, and
Oh,
that's Mama. She's about due any day now, and I'm
oh my
really afraid to let her in because I'm afraid she's gonna have kittens in my camper.
God.
But yeah, I live in an RV park where there's 11 spots, but there's only like 7 of us here, and we
Well,
live
that's
here. We
cool.
all live here,
Right. That's cool.
so it's not a campground.
Well,
But
being the awareness like I did last week with the crying and all that, my kids got to see that. And it was like, it's okay. Because I was, my mom's like, oh my God. Or, my sister, like, oh my God, what's going on? And I'm like, nothing. This is perfect right now. This is what I need to be. I need to cry. Let me do this. And it's because people don't think it's okay. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Oh, can we help you? Can you help? No, helping me would just make it worse. I just need to do it and dwell in it myself and journaling and all the things. And then 2 days later, I come out and I feel like $1 million. So, well, thank you. Send me
yes,
your links and I will put them down on this. This will be on my YouTube channel, and I can also send it to you. And if you want to give away any a reading with anybody, the Ganda reading, we'll just
uh-huh,
have people like comment something like into in the comments, and then we'll
okay.
put them in there, and you can give it away.
Yeah, and I would give away a session with Ganda. It's kind of would be similar, very similar to this video. We do
Right,
some talking. We
right.
would talk and communicate, and and then Ganda, and then but it's a whole self-awareness session about getting you on a loving path to love yourself and to grow into yourself.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Yes. And this is a
Um,
great month for it, December, and giving and starting to love yourself, because next month is like everybody's going to start, trying
yep.
to put their stuff
Getting
out there.
ready to start the new, to
Right.
start new and releasing.
Yes.
So awesome. Awesome. I'll send you my links and
Okay.
Bless everyone. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. I hope you loved that episode. This is Valerie, and she channeled Gonda. If you don't know what that is, that was a little message for me, but it could be for you too. And just sign up, and you can get a free session with her. What I want you to do is just make a comment in my YouTube video, like I'm in, or just put a heart, just put anything, and we'll choose one of you guys, and you can get a free session with her on your awareness journey. You guys, this will change your life. I love you guys so much. And I will be back here next Sunday with QHHT. I love this so much. You guys have the best Sunday ever. Bye.